I'm walking in Capitol Park today, and I've just come out of some shade, so I don't think the camera's adjusted yet to the intense sunlight. I probably look a little washed out. It's Memorial Day, and it's day 28 of the challenge. And the Memorial Day thing prompts me to think of the whole issue of duty and obligation and how we look at that. Of course, we're memorializing people who gave their lives for duty because they felt a responsibility, because they'd taken an oath, because they were assigned some kind of duty that they kept, and it was life or death. And most of us on a daily basis, fortunately, don't experience that, but in some way it's always life or death. We don't know when we're going to die. And so the question is, how are we living? And so I want to say for sure that if I were to run a workshop or set up a training program on the issue of duty or obligation, I'm not sure I'd get very many takers. Duty and obligation are problematic because they go two ways. Obviously, we know instances of people who thought their duty was to follow orders they had been given that were heinous. And so the whole issue is complicated, but in fact, in my estimation, we have an obligation when we're here, and that is to develop our talent and to be all we can be. And if you have talent and you have abilities, and everybody does, if you adopt this fixed idea that you're limited somehow by a lack of talent, it contrasts wildly with a growth picture, which is that you can continually grow and learn, and there is a way of actually moving out of the fallacy of talent, or the fallacy of luck, or all these fallacies that can too often govern our perceptions of what our possibilities are. So on a day like today, while you're reflecting on other things, you might want to reflect on what your obligation is to your talent, the talent you've been given, to the possibilities you've been given, but also that you can use your given talents. You have more than enough to do remarkable things, incredible things. And I came to Capitol Park because there are memorials here to soldiers. And it is not going to be, no matter how dramatically I talk about, the gun at my head because I said I'd write a $10,000 check if I didn't keep this promise. It's nothing compared to really what these people faced and what they wind up giving. But really, the bigger issue is that every day there is a test. We're faced with a test of whether we decide to give our very best and do all we can do and experience our lives fully. And if we fail to do that, then what has been the point? So I'm walking now toward a memorial area here in Capitol Park, and it's very interesting in that the memorial area that I'm headed toward is right next to the Rose Garden. And the Rose Garden is just this beautiful thing. But symbolically, and I don't know if this was in the minds of the planners, but symbolically, roses, in my estimation, stand for something that, is absolutely gorgeous, beautiful, and flourishes for a season. But the petals fall, and there's just only so much time that is available for the rose to show who it is and what it can do. And really, that's the condition of all of us. We only have so much time, and we never know how much that really is. So the people were memorialized, and you're going to see some plaques now because I'm going to face the camera on my Macintosh Power Book. No, it's not a Power Book. That shows you how dated I am. MacBook Pro. But here's a memorial, and there are some wreaths outside, and then I'm going to swing this around. If you go inside here, well, even on the outside, these are lists of names of people who were like roses in some way and only lived long enough to be of service in one particular way. Perhaps they were in service to people in many ways, but it's a lot of people here listed on a wall that goes around, and they're just people who are from California. That tells their locations. So you can see now back to you and us. Let's make our lives as meaningful as possible. I continue around. This is a kind of rotunda, and it goes and goes with names in a complete 360-degree circle. And as you can see, some people were comforting each other, touched by a loss. But each day we don't live our fullest. We're losing something. We're giving something up. We're giving something away. So think about that on this Memorial Day, and I send you my best.